couple of weeks ago, there was this Chinese performers group that came right here to San Francisco, and I was actually super honored to represent my Chinese school as the MC of that night. Now, I invited a couple of my friends to go with me that day, so right after school, we hopped on the bus and on the train, and we got there like an hour early. It was 20 minutes before the start of the show when I met the MC from China who was hosting the second part of the performances. So very nicely I approached this man, who was obviously so much older than me, like around the age of 27, 28, or even 30. So with the friendliest smile, I introduced myself, and we had a little conversation. Turns out that this man is like the host for some hits TV show in China. So I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it's great because, you know, you don't always meet people like that. And just a little FYI, that whole time I was talking to him, I couldn't get my eyes off his face because I was so concentrated on his nose. For some reason, he just got that nose that you see like in those advertisements. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just got the nose that you see in like the Korean cosmetic advertisements, and it's like, whoa, is that thing even real? So after questioning about his nose, the show was starting, and then everyone started getting to work, and overall the show went pretty smooth. Now skipping to the end of the show, I was already in the audience seats with my friends, and so one of my friends named Chad came up to me and he's like, hey Lilibelle, there's like this girl backstage and she just performed and I think she's really, really hot. I really, really like her. Do you want to go backstage with me? And I was there thinking like, no, thank you. I'm definitely not interested in going backstage with you and asking for the girl's number. I'm not interested. But then I thought about it for like a second time, and the thing that popped up in my head was like, you know who's also backstage? Yeah, the MC. And so I said, I'm really not interested in going backstage with you to ask for the girl's number. However, I would go with you because I really wants to touch the MC's nose. So we went backstage and we were just waiting outside the dressing room, and it really wasn't long until the MC walked out of the dressing room. And honestly, it couldn't be more obvious that we were just waiting for him, because that moment when he walked out of that door, we just stared at him. We totally gave him the stare. So eventually he walked over to us and asked if there was anything he could help us with. So Chad said, this girl right here has something to ask you. And in that moment when he said those words, I just really had the urge to fight him. Like, yeah, you're lucky that people are holding me back, because I was about to fight you. Like, dude, why would you put me out on the spot like that? Okay, fine, you know what? I understand it was my temptation to touch his nose, but why? Why would you put me on the spot like that? I'm not even mentally ready to ask him the question yet. What if, like, I don't express myself correctly and he thinks that I'm disrespecting him? Like, what if after the show, he flies back to China and then he's gonna tell everyone on his popular TV show that when he was in America, in San Francisco, there was this weird girl that, like, was totally disrespecting him, asking him to touch his nose, and it was just everything hella awkward. But you know what? Since he said it anyways, I'll just ask him. 'Cause sometimes in life, you just have to take risks. So I said, you have a beautiful nose. I was just wondering if I can have the honor to touch it. And at this point, like, honestly, that stare that the MC gave me makes me just want to dig a hole and then go inside and never come out ever again. And it was in that moment when the MC gave me this super cringe smile. And he was like, I guess? So since I got the permission, I got excited, so I reached forward to touch his nose. And now you might think that this is the awkward part, but no, No, this isn't even the most awkward part yet because, like, moments later, I asked him if his nose was real. Like, literally while touching it. Now, I'm not gonna tell you what happened afterwards, but I can tell you that my life is